Well, I finally shortened the axle on the wheels for the cannon carriage, so it could fit in here no problem. Like it could fit between the wheel wells. You can see this by well. Gotta roll it up there. It's I gave the guy the instructions on the phone. I know he was busy, so it's not really totally his fault or nothing. But I should have followed up with other. But see, it fits in between the wheel wells now, and it's still a little wider than stock. And what I did was, I hope this is still hot. It's a little warm on the end there. Ooh, yeah, it's hot. This side's not hot. See, did some plug wells, and I had to grind this down a little bit to fit that in there. So there's a little bit of a weld there. So now going to the rest of the steps. I put Feather the cat outside in Onyx. Onyx was just over here 15 minutes ago, so I don't think they go too far. I'm going to make something for him though eventually. I'm probably going to, there's my little Hobart 125. So I'm going to leave this outside in a big plastic, clear plastic trash can along with that, underneath that, so I can work on it. So all I got to do now is the beam. I got it routed out. I got to route it out a little more because I put that square tubing in there. Then weld up the axle bands. Then I got axle rings. Actually, these are the axle bands. I got these ready to go underneath there. You got to weld that together. They're already bent. Got to drill some holes in it. Got the drill bits. And there's also a plate. It's a center strap. I got steel for that. And I got that end piece over there, and I'm going to put some 10 gauge, because that's, see this, I showed this before. I got, my thing is wider than the stock one. So this goes on the back there like that. And I'm going to put some 10 gauge over here on both sides, and then bolt this over to 10 gauge. This is not really that thick. This is probably an 1/8 inch. 10 gauge is what? It's more than a 1/16 of an inch. It's almost as thick as this. And this way it'll look like one piece of metal. But before I do that, I got to make sure this trail fits inside the back of the El Camino. If I got to trim it a little bit, fine. I might have to trim it a couple inches, but fine. And what I'm hoping to do, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. These guys can get out of this thing. What I got to do is basically make a freaking roof for this damn thing and get some 2-foot chain link fence or something like that, or maybe 4 foot, and then cut it down to put over this instead of this crap, then wire it to this. So then have some kind of thing where they can run from the house into here. I don't know how the hell to do that, but that would that'd be pretty good. It's a lot of freaking work, man. Every time you freaking say something, man, you just do it. Yeah, I've been working on another hard drive on my other computer, man. I freaking, sometimes they're a pain in the ass to change. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they go like clone and it works like nothing. And sometimes they don't. So I like to know where these freaking Feather and Onyx just went to. Oh, there they are. There's one of them. Right there. See? Oop, come on. There's one of them. I don't know which one that is. Usually they don't go too far. Usually they're right next to me someplace. And I don't realize it. Not like Dixie. Dixie. That isn't because they're fixed. They Dixie freaking just, I mean, it could make a difference, but not that much. Sometimes it's just in their personality too. That guy hated being inside, period. I mean, totally hated it. He was scared of it. So, believe it or not, I was working on this for freaking days. A few hours a day. Not all day. But, while I'm doing this other stuff. So, hopefully this thing is taking me longer than I thought, but let's see how it works out. And I got my website on there, Marine Light Artillery, both sides. Let's see how this works out. It might. And what I might do before, I'm not the elevation screw. I don't have that. But you know what? I might just make a bracket for it so the barrel rests on it. I won't have an elevation screw. I'll get it later. This way I can at least use it. Oh, you know what? He's way the hell over there. He's way the hell over there. He's right by that house. Hope there's no problem with this guy getting fucking screwed up with something. Man. Could be anything. It could be somebody leaving out poison for rats or something. But you know, this guy ate so much freaking food and treats and stuff. As a matter of fact, I mean, what the hell? You know, I could see freaking Dixie doing that because he goes 3/4 of a mile away. They got treats out here. See, right there, salmon flavor. Meow meow food. So, maybe I'm worrying too much, but he's right there. You see him right there? Right next to the fence pole? That's him. They're right next to each other. And I don't think he's eating nothing over there. So, yeah, I don't think anybody's doing anything. Maybe. If anybody's doing something on purpose, I suspect it's the government, because there used to be at least, I see at least several cats every time I went to the gym, because there's a restaurant nearby, and it was in a strip mall with a restaurant nearby. I think I saw one yesterday duck into something, but I generally don't see any. So something's going on. I'm worried about these guys, and maybe I'm worried too much. But yeah, this is getting there. This was taking me more time than I thought. I'm hoping that the next steps take less time than I think. I'm hoping that. Because the other thing is, with the barrel, I gotta find a way to get it up on here. To get it up on here with a ramp. But, one thing I'm glad about, because you see how this sits? If I have it like with the barrel facing backwards and the trail going this way, it's going to have to be where this is behind, behind the axle. Now, if I have the trail going this way, the barrel facing that way, the barrel would be, I don't know, it'd probably be right about over here or something. Maybe it'd be just peeking up over the freaking roof. I can have the wheels right about over here, just in front of the axle, and it would be a lot easier to drive around and stuff too. So, I don't know, but now I got the option. Also, with it shortened like this, it's 44 inches on the outside of this. From the outside of that to the outside of that, it's 44 inches. It was 52 or something, or 50, maybe it's 42, I don't know. I think I'll have to measure it again, but I know I took 10 inches off. I think it was, so maybe it's 42. But the width of this, where the plywood is 48. Let me double check that with a tape measure. I know the axles are butted up to each other inside there, so I did take 10 inches off, so it should be around 42, 43. But it'll fit on this, no problem. The barrel is underneath this. It's right there. It's right there. So I got it on a piece of wood. The piece of wood's covering it, plus a tarp. Plus it's held down with these things, and it's on a slant, so the water will run off, so it doesn't get wet. I don't know where Alex went to. He was just over there. You notice there's no chickens over here too, so what the hell's going on? Fucking ridiculous. You right? Right, Snooky girl? Huh? He's probably right around here somewhere. Ain't far. I don't even know how you can make it so the cats stay in here like a big area. That would really be nice, but they got codes about how high your fence can be and all this other bullshit. Besides you really have to freaking make the fence super good too. You have to be high, curved inward, and sometimes they can climb over it anyway. Okay, it's right about 42. That's what I thought. It was about 52, so I took off about, well, 42 and an eighth or something like that. So close enough. So that's good. That's good. It's still a little bit wider than standard, but that's okay because the wheels are a little higher, the beam's a little thicker, and it's only a 2 1/4 bore cannon, so that'll be cheap to shoot too. Here she comes. Come on, baby. Onyx will stay over by the El Camino for about, hours. There she is. Oh, he's right there. He's right next to the house. See him? Right there, walking along there. He's right there. So, he's good. Burned out that grinder, so I was using a cutoff wheel to grind it down. And there's the helmet in plastic. There's that in plastic. It's up on a board. So, it should be okay. It's in here, so it's not going to get wet. There she is, or him. It's probably her. Can't even tell. I think it's her. God, you can't tell these two apart that easy. I could tell by the tail when I got to lift. No, yeah, that's her. That's her. A little bit smaller. And this is going to be the backer board for that sign. It says Confederate event that I showed, the vinyl sign. Already painted it. I got to cut it down a little bit. It's 1/4 inch plywood, 4x8. So the sign is 30 inches by 6 feet. So I'm going to cut it down at 36 inches height to maybe 7 feet. And I'll probably cut this off. And I'll probably just cut the ends off here. And I'm going to measure it out. I might do that tonight. Then I'll go continue on working on the website, the Sons of American Revolution website. Get some more articles up in there. Probably only to get one more month up there. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to get a couple of those. I don't know. They're like steel that you drive in the ground to put up a quick fence. Stakes, steel stakes. They're like 6 feet tall, 4 feet tall, 5 feet tall. I'm going to get a couple of those, maybe 3 of them, one on each end, and in the center I'm going to get a taller one, and I'm going to have a sign on it that says Hagaco gasoline. I'll show you what it was. So this will have the Confederate event, and it'll have Hagaco gasoline in the middle. And this is her. So look at this. I wish they'd just stay in here or some shit, because this guy, he didn't go that far. It's going to have this in the middle. I thought that's a good attention getter. Maybe with Hazard County on it too. That takes some of the seriousness off because everybody's freaking been brainwashed. And YouTube is like ridiculous. Anyway, let me get this thing off of here and we'll roll it back into under the place I got to keep it out of the weather. You know, even driving around with this thing, like, you know, I'd have to tie it down, of course. Even driving around with the wheels on here, that looks cool with the flag, you know.